What up, fam? It's Naj with Built by Plants, back with another informative live for you all. What we are talking about tonight: how to go vegan with easy steps. And this is going to be pretty straightforward. My main goal right now, for all of you all that are new or just transition to a plant-based diet in general, is to give you all as much beneficial information as to make your transition to a plant-based diet easier, so that you understand how to do it and sustain it for the long term, because it can be an up and down hill, a struggle if you don't know what you're doing. So I got about 4 things that I'm gonna go over that I think will be beneficial, that are common sense sometimes, but as they say, common sense is not always common. Number one, you gotta learn how to cook. All right, I know a lot of you all, maybe not you necessarily watching, but a lot of people in general just don't like cooking or don't want to learn how to cook. So it's going to be very difficult trying to bring that mentality to the plant-based diet, a vegan diet. You're going to be cooking more. It just is what it is. Like, you're going to be making more food from home. That's just part of the game. That's just part of what comes with transitioning to a plant-based diet. So if you can get used to cooking and you can make cooking easier for yourself, which I'm going to go over how you can in some of these tips, it's going to be a much more pleasurable experience. So when it comes to cooking, one thing I want you all to do is learn how to season your foods. That's going to be the biggest indicator of whether you're successful or not with the plant-based diet. Going vegan, you're going to need to learn how to season your foods correctly, because a lot of people say that they don't like veggies and such, which kind of goes into the second tip. Talking about veggies are, they're nasty, they're intolerable, they're hard to eat, hard to consume. And it's normally because you're making them in ways that you just don't like to eat them. A lot of you all are boiling broccoli, you're boiling Brussels sprouts. That's not the way you want to go about eating vegetables. You want to learn how to season them so that they taste good, so that you're excited to eat them. Because if you know you got to wake up every day and 3 times per day you got to eat vegetables and it's torture, that's never going to be a way for you to sustain it. Putting yourself through misery while eating food is not a way to sustain a plant-based diet. So you got to figure out how you can learn how to season your foods. And again, this goes back to that pick 2 to 3 method. So pick 2 to 3 seasonings that you really enjoy. For me, that's Sazon. I also like garlic powder. Depending on what I'm making, I'll use like jerk seasoning, and that works really well for me. But you got to figure out what are those seasons that you enjoy that can make your food taste better, and it's going to make you much more dangerous in the kitchen. All right. The next piece when it comes to that is learning some go-to meals. You got to learn how to make some go-to meals for your day-to-days. When I say go-to meals, they could be quick and easy things. They don't have to be like a huge master meal or this big fancy dish. Go-to meals. For me, my go-to meals is a burrito bowl. Like when you go to Chipotle and they put the beans and the rice and the sauteed veggies, and you got your protein source with your leafy greens on top. That's one of my go-to meals. I can make that every single day and I enjoy it every single time. There's never been a time where I made a veggie bowl or a burrito bowl, I should say, where I didn't like it. It's always gonna be, and it's super quick and easy to make. So that's one of my go-to meals. My other go-to meal is tacos. I love tacos. You can make them very nutritious. So tacos, burrito bowls, and then every once in a while I'll freestyle and I'll do something else. Maybe I'll do like a big salad or, whatever it may be. But you gotta find out what are those meals that you can make that's simple, that's straightforward. Those go-to meals will save you on a plant-based diet because you can always rely on them. So you gotta learn how to cook. You gotta learn how to season your foods, season your vegetables for sure, and stop boiling your vegetables. I decided that I'm not going to go in a specific order. I'm just gonna go as I go because I feel like all these kind of like intermingle, they kind of go hand in hand, right? So a way to learn how to cook better and more efficiently and more effectively, use kitchen tools, leverage your appliances. Something that you can grab that I think is extremely valuable, and it took me like 3 years. It took me like 3 years to actually buy one of these, and I don't know why, because I should have got one when I first went vegan, and that's an air fryer. You gotta have a succeed towards your goals. We have an actual drag and drop meal plan builder that's going to allow you to grab foods that are inside of what we call the virtual kitchen. It's basically all of our plant-based recipes that have been designed to specifically work for the calories and the protein that you need so you can make some progress. You can take the meals out of the virtual kitchen and drag and drop them onto your meal plan builder. And every day, Monday through Sunday, it'll let you know what you're taking in, a recipe video to show you how to make them, also how many calories for that specific day, so you can stay structured. Also, it's going to give you a virtual grocery list so you can grab only what you need so you're not wasting money when you get into the grocery store. I know that sounds perfect, but let me tell you the rest. It's also have a private community and an actual app that you can download from the App Store or the Android store so you can post inside of our community. Similar to like Facebook without all the junk, this is specifically towards people that have goals that want to see themselves succeed on a plant-based diet. Even if you've been plant-based for 15 years, you can always make progress towards how your body looks. And that's what this is geared towards. So all of our community members are posting their meals, they post their workouts, they ask questions, and every Sunday we meet on a Zoom call where we're connecting, we're growing, we're creating new recipes from scratch, we're meal prepping together, doing all type of cool things that's going to help you stay in line and stay mentally prepared and mentally focused so you can actually reach your goal, right? I know you only lost 20 pounds before, but guess what? It usually comes right back. Because you don't have no support, you don't have no accountability, you don't have no guidance, you don't have nobody in your life in this area that's helping you make progress. And that's what I want for you. Once you go to that next page, it's $27 per month in order to get the Pocket Coach. And you can cancel if you don't like it, but you're not gonna cancel, you're gonna love it. I will see you inside the Pocket Coach so I can help you make progress towards your goals and stick with this lifestyle for the rest of your life. See you in a few. Something else that you can do, which is everybody should have one of these, is a skillet. You gotta have a skillet. Now, if you watch my video from the other day, what was I making? The lettuce wraps, you'll see that I had like this big long, like 2-eye skillet kind of thing. All right, I'm gonna put them on me. Be more productive and not waste as much time. And it covers 2 eyes, so you can cook 2 different meals in one skillet at the same time. And that's another way that you can leverage cooking faster and making it more efficient so that you enjoy cooking more and you're enjoying your meals more. All right. So use these tools. And what I'm going to do is I have a Amazon store. So I'm gonna just link all the tools that I say in this video, probably do it after this video is over, but leverage these tools so that you can cook more effectively and more efficiently. So grab one of those and saute your asparagus, saute your broccoli, saute your onions and mushrooms and all those type of things. That'll make your food taste so much better. And these are not just things that you do just to cook fast or whatever, but it just makes the vegetables more tasty. It makes you crave them more, as opposed to feeling like you're suffering from eating them. And that's usually one of the biggest issues that we have, is we feel like it's torture, and it makes us not want to eat those foods, and it makes us not want to experiment when it comes to vegetables. But if you know how to cook, if you learn how to cook properly, this will be a very easy experience for you. Side notes, come on in and like the video, okay? We got a few people up in here. Make sure you tap that like button, because it's gonna push this content out to more people so they can get this information. And I want more people to be able to transition to a plant-based diet and do it the right way so they can stay vegan and enjoy it and eat good foods. So tap that like button for me. I greatly appreciate that. Tony Briscoe. What's up, Tony? He says, that's my go-to too. I think he was referring to like the burrito bowls and stuff I was talking about. Cool deal. Let's recap, because we got a few people up in here. We gotta learn how to cook. And the way to learn how to cook is to make cooking easier. So you get you some kitchen appliances that make cooking easier. And I didn't go over all of them, but air fryer. It took me 3 years into my vegan journey to get an air fryer. I should have been got one. A food processor as well. This is gonna be clutch as well. So something that I like, something that I enjoy, is making vegan ice cream. Some people call it ice cream, but it's basically with fruits. As a base, I use bananas, frozen bananas. I add in like maybe some frozen strawberries, things like that. You add the almond milk, ice if you want to, but you put it in a food processor, and basically this is what makes it into the ice cream like texture. You can use a blender too if you don't have one, which is the other tool that I recommend. Air fryer, blender, food processor, a good knife. You gotta have a really good knife, and then a chopping board. Okay, those are like the 5 to start with. Those are starting 5 right there for going vegan. The kitchen tools that you need to have. And that's going to help you make cooking easier, right? It's going to help you learn how to cook and make it more efficient, make it more effective, and make it more fun because you have the tools to get the job done and it don't feel like you're suffering. It's more of an enjoyable experience, especially when you cook and you know that you're going to like that food because you're doing it in a good way. Get those go-to meals. Find those 3 meals that you can rely on. And maybe it's something you're already eating. Let's say you're not vegan right now. What are you already eating right now that you can turn vegan? Because we can veganize pretty much any and everything at this point. If you're eating pizza, now you shouldn't be eating pizza every day, but on a Friday or Saturday or something like that, you can make a vegan pizza. It can be veganized. So look at what you're eating right now and see how we can just replace some of those ingredients. Maybe you like pasta. Well, what we'll do is we'll go get a chickpea pasta because it's high in protein and it has better ingredients, better quality, because you're using chickpeas to get more protein in, and obviously the benefits, the fiber and everything that comes from the chickpeas that you're gaining in that sense. And then if you're making macaroni or something like that, you just replace that with a plant-based cheese as opposed to the dairy cheese. So think about that. Think about what all those things that you're eating right now that you can just swap the ingredients with. Like, just stick with what you're already eating, this type of meals, but you replace those ingredients so that they're healthier and they're vegan. Some of the things I got on this list: planning and prepping. That's going to be huge for you all. Planning and prepping your meals is going to make going vegan become a breeze. Now, when I say planning and prepping, it don't necessarily have to be about planning, or should I say prepping like your entire week's worth of meals. For example, let's say throughout the full week, you're going to be using onions with every single meal. When you go to the grocery store and you buy that bag of onions, you go to the house, take those onions out of that bag, put them into a big old bowl, right? Because this is step one, because I know a lot of y'all ain't cleaning these vegetables that you grab from the grocery store. So put them in a big old bowl, get some baking soda and then some vinegar. Pour both of them in there like it's a science experiment, like we used to do in the 5th grade, and then the volcano explodes. Do that and clean those things first. And once you do that, take it out of there and then chop up all those onions in that bag and put it in a food container. Chop up the whole onion and the whole bag of onions. So that way, what you can do is just store those onions. Like once you're actually ready to go ahead and cook, all of those onions are already chopped. So you don't have to go through that process of chopping your food or prepping it every single time before every single meal. Once it comes time to make that meal, you grab those pre-chopped onions and you go ahead and saute it out with that new skillet that you got. All right. You can do that with everything else. You want to do that with your tomatoes. Just pre-chop them. Think about it like you're going to Chipotle. Think about like when you were at Chipotle and you got all the foods laid out. They already got everything prepped for you, right? They're not chopping up an onion right then and there. Basically, they got all that stuff already chopped up and ready to go. So you want your kitchen to look the same exact way, except for you want it to be stored in glass containers. Speaking of glass containers, get yourself some good quality glass containers, meal prep containers. Get the glass ones. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're worth it. They last longer, better for you. Just start prepping some of those foods. Go ahead and make a big old batch of rice for the full week if you're going to be eating rice with every dinner. Maybe you go and grab the dry bags of beans and you throw them in an Instapot and you cook that on a Sunday because the majority of your meals for the week are going to have beans in them. So as opposed to prepping every individual meal, you just prep all the ingredients so that it's easier to go ahead and start cooking that specific day and you don't have to depend on doing everything from scratch. I want to keep this to be a little quick, live, efficient so you all can get what you need, be able to take it and apply it, because I noticed when I started giving too many ideas and concepts, it's like too many choices, right? I give you all too many choices. And the less choices you have, the easier it is to make a decision. And the decision I want y'all to make is to take these and use them so you can transition. The last tip is to go ahead and grab your copy right here of the Built by Plants Nutrition Guide. Go to builtbyplantsbook.com. And it's going to be your go-to strategy book for transitioning to a plant-based diet or just doing it better so that you can stick to a plant-based diet for the long term and do it in a way where you can see results that you want. Whether it's fat loss, whether it's building muscle, whether it's trying to improve your health, right? Some maybe health-related diseases and things like that. And just have a game plan for yourself for eating. You got to have strategies and things. And I break down a lot of different strategies inside this book. I am going to head out because I'm actually headed to Chicago in the morning at like 5 a.m., which kind of sucks. So I got to get ready to roll. But I wanted to do this live. I ain't even packed yet. I wanted to do this live so y'all can have some stuff to think about and apply, because this is important for me to make sure that y'all get what you need. All right, y'all enjoy your evening, and I'm gonna catch y'all probably later on this week when I'm in Chicago. Peace. When I first got started trying to lose some fat, build some muscle, and get serious about my body goals so many years back, trying to do it on a plant-based diet, I had to figure out all these little components. How much should I be eating? How many calories? How much protein? What type of workout should I be doing? Where do I get this information from? And over the years, I figured it out. I learned about food scales. I learned about tracking my calories, body fat percentage, taking nutrition courses, certifications that help me gather the knowledge that I need, sort through all the information on Google where people are just throwing stuff at you consistently and you don't really know what to believe. Maybe that's where you are right now, but maybe you have started and just failed over time, invested a lot of money with minimal return on your investment. Well, I want to introduce you to the Built by Plants Pocket Coach. The Built by Plants Pocket Coach is the #1 vegan fitness and nutrition app in the world, with the ability to customize your own meal plan with a drag and drop meal builder that you can grab foods directly from the virtual kitchen. All of the foods that you see Raina make, me make, high protein, low calorie, delicious meals, you can have it and customize it for just $1 to get started with. And then you get access to the app instantly. In addition to all the great tasting meals you're gonna find inside of there, you can also learn how many calories you need so that you can eat for your specific fat loss goals or maybe muscle building goals. Speaking of muscle building, we have training programs for every fitness level. It doesn't matter if you don't have any equipment, there's bodyweight only workout programs. If you do have access to a full gym, barbell, dumbbell, kettlebell programs for you 3 days a week, 5, whatever you need specifically, we have something in there for you with all of our courses from Built by Plants put into one app that's continuously updated on a monthly basis. And join our community, which is probably the most important, impactful part, where you can talk to other people that are on the same path as you, along with myself, and I'm inside the Pocket Coach every single day.
You have put you've put some hard work into it, man. And it's one of the most enjoyable communities I've been a part of in a while, man. So kudos to you guys, man. Kudos.
Posting meals, helpful tips, checking in on you, making sure that you're doing what you need to do so you can reach your body goals. So what I want you to do is go to builtbyplants.io, sign up for the Pocket Coach, and join the community, and let's rebuild with precision. I'll see you inside.